Now let's actually work on the responsiveness for the footer, and let me teach you something very exciting which called the grid template areas, where you can like design your application in a way that it's actually easier to do. You can just have your divs and then you can manipulate the divs and put this one on the right, this left, this on top, this without any flexing, without using the normal grid. So let me just show you how it works and you're gonna understand. So better than talking. So we can go right here, grid template areas, which is this is gonna be like after using display grid on the container that holds all the elements, and then you can go down right here and start defining your areas. For example, this is links, so let's call it links. Okay, and then under that under that element we have the socials. Okay, so we can have it right there, and then under that we just have the newsletter, so we can have it like that. Then under that we can have this, let's call it payments, and then the last one, for example, copyright, like that. So now we did design our application, or like how our divs is gonna look. And then simply what you have to do is go to every single div and align a name to it, one of the names that we have right here. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna go like for links, and right here just go grid area and then simply call it links. So now if I went like, for example, to the links, I like put it second, so what's gonna happen, the links is gonna go second. You see, this is actually very amazing. Like if you know about it before, this is, used to it, but if you don't, this is gonna be very mind-blowing for you. So this is how it works. And then I can go just simply, so this is links, so social, grid area, let's call it socials, and then after socials, so we have the newsletter, so I can go right here, grid area, newsletter. Okay, we gotta make sure that the names are right. And then after that, I just gotta go to payment, and then simply to copyright, and then grid area, and then copyright. Okay, like that. And then if you go back, you can just start changing things, let me just not change that. Okay, like something like that, and save. And you see the order is changing with you. That means we actually can go to a certain, breakpoint. So for example, I can define it right here. So media, this is going to be like minimum width, like 800 pixels. And then we're going to start change this thing. So I simply can go to grid template areas and start defining this again. So let me just show you how it's going to work. So we're going to have few lines. So the first line, we're going to have links, and on the right side, we're going to have the socials, like that. And then on the second line, we're still going to have space on the left side for the link, and in the right side is going to be newsletter. Okay, and then under that, we're just going to have the copyright section right here, and in the right side, we're just going to have the payments, like that. So this is how it's going to be designed, and you can go back right here and see it. So as you see, the left side we have the links, and it's taken to areas like that, and then on the right side we have the socials, and then right here in the second line, which is still contain the links and also the newsletter in the right side, and this is like the the copyright, and this is the payment. So let me just zoom out to see how it actually looks. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Don't worry, it's a bit weird because we have the header connected to the footer, which is something that can happen. We're still gonna work on the body for sure, but I just wanted to get this necessary components first. As you see right now, this is absolutely gorgeous. So also, let me just think, because I want to do something like, let me just show you. I can go, let me create a new media query. So this is gonna be from like the minimum width like 1200 pixels, and then I'm gonna go simply to the max width, and I can define it like 1200 pixels. Okay, so we can limit like the width of it, so it's not like taking the full space from the right to the left, and simply I can make that on the center by just using margin 0 and then auto, like that. So this is how the footer actually gonna look, which is actually very even better because it's actually kind of compact, you can see. And this could change, depending on what we have. So the last thing that I want to change, if I go back to like a smaller screen, look at the image, it's just gonna start looking weird. Okay, and the reason for that, if you go back, so this is like in a smaller screen, this is how it looks. So the reason for that, if you go back to the image, we actually didn't add the objects fit to be contained, so you actually can always see it in the right way with the right aspect ratio. So now it's gonna be normally like what we had before, and then when we go to a small screen, it's gonna still look fine. It's just gonna be contained, so it looks with the right aspect ratio. One last problem that I had, which is probably you didn't, but if you did, because I went like, I just like noticed this space between them and we don't have anything, and I found out that I have some points between the input and button which is like between them. It doesn't look clear, but there is there. So I had to actually go and actually remove this point from our code and save, so you can go back and now actually see them the right way. This is actually such a stupid mistake. So, and now the footer is actually ready. If you want to change it, like, you know, you understand a bit of a grid template areas, you can change it, play with things, and, you know, display the data that you want. So that's all for the footer.